Hello vinyl community, this is Randy back today with another video. Picked up some records during the month of April, so I'm going to show those to you today. These are not record store day records, these are just records I bought throughout the month. So, one that I got from a Discogs vendor is by a band called Caravan. The name of this record is If I Could Do It All Over Again, I'd Do It All Over You. It's a really long title, and it's actually the name of the first song on the album. It is I don't hear those words in the song. I mean, most of the song is Who Do You Think You Are is what they're singing. So this is a fantastic album. Caravan was, I guess, part of the Canterbury group of bands, part of the Canterbury sound, but they're really they're not folky sounding at all. I would call this more like prog rock, or maybe it's a little bit of psych. So this album is from 1970. I think this may be their second album, and they were associated with Soft Machine, the band Soft Machine. So I don't know if there were members that were exchanged back and forth between the bands, but I think they toured together and maybe kind of knew each other and stuff like that. So yeah, this is excellent vocals on here. There are parts of it where there are like 2 or 3 people singing at once. It all works together. It sounds fantastic. So I'm a big fan of this Caravan album. This has been on my want list for the longest time. I finally looked for a reissue. This is a 2019 reissue on Decca 90, which was, I guess, in 2019, Decca celebrated their 90th anniversary of releasing records, so I think this was only available in England. Yeah, cool looking label, fantastic record. I got this Kurt Vile record at Phonolux. This one just came out in I think in April, or maybe towards the end of March. And Kurt Vile is a singer and guitarist, and I think he does all the instruments on this album. I think he recorded it at home. And yeah, so it's sort of a singer-songwriter type thing. He has very cool vocals. It starts out with some very basic type vocals and not a whole lot of production, but as the album goes on, it gets to be more and more produced, and with more and more instruments and things added to it. So yeah, I think that's him with his 2 daughters there on the front. Here's some cool pictures on the back. So this is another fantastic record. I mean, I've really been wearing this one out. I've been listening to it. I think I've listened to it every day since I got it, which has been a few weeks ago. This is on Verve Records. Black label on that side. Blue here. It says long play there. I was just going to point out, well, here's the inner sleeve, and the lyrics are on the other side. But on this second record, where it says Verve, it's on orange, and it says longer play. So I guess maybe because it's the second record, or I'm not sure. And then the 4th label is a sort of a custom label. So cool green vinyl on this one. Lyrics are included. And, yeah, really excellent album. That's my first Kurt Vile record. I guess he is in a band called The War on Drugs, but that is also a band that I've heard of a lot, but I'm really not familiar with them. So I'm going to pause here just for a second. I got this, I went to Luna a week or 2 ago and got the new Jack White album. This one just came out in April. The name of this record is Fear of the Dawn. There's a song on here called Eosophobia, which means Fear of the Dawn. Fantastic album cover on this. I got the first 2 Jack White solo records. They were okay, but I didn't want to listen to them a whole lot, so I did not get Boarding House Reach. But, well, for some reason I decided to go ahead and get this one, and I'm really glad I did because it rocks. It absolutely rocks. It's fantastic. It was recorded here in Nashville at Third Man Records, and it comes with some inserts. The first one is this 8x10 photo of Jack White, some information there on that side. More information here. This is like a heavy cardboard. Cool picture there with words. lyrics on the other side. This is more like lighter, thinner paper here on this one, so this has another drawing of Jack there and the lyrics for the rest of the songs. So, yeah, there's a guest artist on here, Q-Tip, joins him for a song called Heidi Yell, which I didn't really like it at first, but then I learned that it was Q-Tip doing the vocals with him, so I gave it another try. Q-Tip used to be in Tribe Called Quest, and started going on me, and then I sort of went back and forth on if I liked it or not. It's sort of an earworm song, and some of it could be, kind of irritating. They sample that Heidi Ho thing from Cab Calloway, but I listened to it more closely, and it has some great words, and, well, actually, I really like it a lot now, so took a little bit to grow on me, but, yeah. There's also some parts on here on a song that's called Before the Twilight, or Into the Twilight, with some vocal samples from William S. Burroughs. Writer William S. Burroughs, you can hear him talking. He says something like, when you cut into the present, the future leaks out. So I'm thinking maybe he's talking about where he would take where he typed up like lots of his writing, and then he would, I guess, stack the pages up and cut them up and then put them back together from different pages so that, well, I'm not sure if that's really what he's talking about or not. But either way, yeah, when you cut into the present, the future leaks out. That sounds like something William S. Burroughs would say. When I was down there at Luna, I was just completely surprised and overjoyed to see this record. Small Faces live, 1966. This was recorded at the 20 Club in a city in Belgium called Mouscron. So this was before the Small Faces became famous. They'd only had one single at that point. So Kenny Jones, who this is on his own label, Nice Records, Kenny Jones, and it's a special edition. I think there were only 2,000 copies of this one made. I looked online. I guess if you lived in England, if you had known about it, you could have ordered one with his autograph, but I didn't know about it in time. I would like to have had that one. Very cool picture of the band here on the inside. They played 2 sets, so some of the songs are repeated, but it really doesn't matter at all. It all just sounds so great. I was just so thrilled to have this record. It sounds great, and what Kenny talks about is that they were able to hear themselves playing here. Later on, they became very popular, and sort of like with the Beatles, all the girls would be screaming and stuff, and they couldn't hear themselves play. But here they can. Steve Marriott's vocals are just awesome, and yeah, everything about this record is totally excellent. There's a photo of Kenny Jones, the drummer. There's Steve Marriott, the singer and guitarist. There's keyboard player Ian McLagan, and Ronnie Lane, the bass player. So it just goes into details about each one of the songs. So there's, like I say, a couple of repeats on there, but it's okay. I got the first 2 songs for the first 2 records for Sub Pop Singles Club Volume 7. So it looks like, I guess they're all going to come with this year. It's just sort of a slip, sort of this. I don't know if you call it a slipcase or. But anyway, the first record is by a band called Party Dozen. Fat Hen's Gone Mad, backed with Dog Plan. And this is an instrumental record. Instrumental on both sides. It rocks. It's perfect for Sub Pop. It sounds like what you would expect from Sub Pop. It's a rock album. I don't know who chose this brown color. I mean, I would not have put it on brown vinyl. Really very poor choice if you ask me, but I guess somebody must have wanted that brown. The second record that came in this first shipment is by, so here's the way they come in this plastic sleeve, and then this part unwraps from it, and then here's the second person, Matthew Doc Dunn. So this is just one guy, and Your Feel, backed with Look In. So a psychedelic looking jacket, and two excellent songs also. These I call them straight ahead rock and roll songs. Nothing too complicated about them. Tricky, but sound really good. I like this yellow color a lot better. So, yeah, I'm glad to get those. And I did a video last week of The In Crowd. The In Crowd by the Ramsey Lewis Trio. So 1965. This is an instrumental song. Had words too. Somebody, when I posted this, the video of just this 45 playing on my turntable, somebody posted that there were a version of it by Brian Ferry where he sings it. So I checked that one out. It's outstanding. So if you haven't heard Brian Ferry's version of The In Crowd, I'd highly recommend it to you. This is on Argo Records, Ramsey Lewis Trio. I learned recently that Argo Records later became Cadet Records. The record we're hearing in the background, it might be too low for you. I don't know if I have it up loud enough or not, but Tough Guitar by Al Caiola. So Al Caiola was a guitar player. Tells all about him here. Very cool picture of him there on the back. So this is all just instrumental. I think this was from 1965, something like that. Yeah, this is really cool though. In the liner notes it said, it's perfect for dancing and listeners will find it impossible to resist the swinging music that comes from Al and his merry men. I agree. Yeah, sounds fantastic. What I also learned, I got this at Phonolux, is that they have a huge section of Al Caiola records there. I'd really never heard of them before. A couple months ago when I got another record of his, but yeah, this one sounds really excellent too. So maybe I'll pick up some more Al Caiola records. And the last record I have to show you today is a 1978 record by Little Feat called Waiting for Columbus. It's a live album. I had never heard this album before. I have one Little Feat album that was some VCL to me, that was sent to me by oh gosh. I can't think of who it was that sent it to me right now. But hopefully I will think of that, or I'll put it in the notes. I can't believe I'm drawing a blank on the name. But yeah, the one album I had was called Time Loves a Hero. That song is on here. So this is a live album with the Tower of Power horn section. And I haven't listened to this one too thoroughly yet. It sounds really good. It sounds like 70s rock and roll. And 1978 for this. I remember when I was in college and Little Feat would come through town. And every year, to me it seems sort of like what the Grateful Dead crowd must have been like. People would be very excited about it and would go to see them year after year. I never saw them back then. So this is when Lowell George is still alive and playing guitar with him. So really excellent album cover on that one. So I need to listen to this one a little bit more. But Little Feat, Waiting for Columbus, and this is standard black vinyl. So yeah, that's it. Those are the records that I have picked up during the month of April. So yeah, it was a fantastic month. I mean, there's some really good, especially the Small Faces records and Well Caravan. I've just been listening to constantly. The Jack White album is fantastic. So yeah, it was a really good month for me. So I didn't even include Record Store Day yet. So yeah, that's it. Elliot Cruz. It just came to me. Elliot's the one who sent me the Little Feat record. So thanks a lot for that, Elliot. And yeah, that's it. Let me know what you think about these records. And I hope everybody's doing well. Thanks very much for watching.